Hey gang, happy spring, and look how beautiful these beautiful sunflower is. Look how huge they are. They're bigger than my hand. So spring is here and I love sunflowers, and especially in the morning where I get to work on this beautiful Prima garden over there, which I use all natural fertilizer. And that's one of the biggest things that I've been saying about is about the soil. And so it's a beautiful morning today. Butterfly season has literally pretty much ended, and I have a new batch growing very nicely. So they did a good work, these butterflies, and I'm out here enjoying this another beautiful day out here in Hawaii. So much is happening out here at Cocojor. Whoops. And literally it's time for us to get our miracle bubble spa going. So we have worked with Japan. Oh, look at me. It's way too short, so there we go. In my peaceful sanctuary that really took, and I found this picture, you see it on Facebook, and 11 years ago this place literally didn't have anything, and this beautiful crown flower tree came from Queen Liliuokalani. Look at that. Wow. So beautiful. Orphanage. And my client gave it to me and I planted it over here, and this is how it all kind of really come down to, is really working from the ground up. And when you, especially during the Corona time, it really made you think how much life is really, really worth. And we talked in my past videos about the value, your worth, and really what your ikigai is, your purpose in life. And we go through so many different kinds of experience, whether we start off working at a bakery or we work at somewhere out in another country. But each of our journey takes us to a place where we have to learn something, I really thought back this time during the last 2 years about what my journey has become and what I want to do, because especially at my age, when you're in your 50s, you start to think about things in life and what's important. And I had the really joy and freedom after my divorce to really live my life through eating, praying, and finding love. And love is such a big, huge word with 4 letters that could mean so much. That involves one thing, our emotion and how we look through life and what we want through life, and really finding that passion. And so I'm so excited. I can finally get my 2 years of working on this project, because everything literally changed. Literally it changed. And you know what? I take it as a blessing in the sky. Things has to happen in order for things to evolve. Things needs to, everything can't be the same, before if you want to make good and you want to get up there, you just got to play the game. And really, it's a game that they play. And that is another thing that I really thought about, because, you know, people's life has a value. And when people just disregard human value and just think that, they can get away with things like not paying you or not acknowledging you for your work, or just basically copying you or doing things that's really negative energy. I work really hard to get where I am. I am so proud taking this journey. I can sit here today and go back and say, wow, 11 years ago, there was a shed over there that I just put up, and over here was an empty garden. And look at it now. What 11 years can change really your perspective, your view of life. And because that's when we know, when we have to play this feeling of, should I just go on with what it is, what everybody else is doing, and go along with, some people call it sheeps, some people call it going with the majority of the crowd, going what society wants you to do. What does society really want you to do is be who you are. Because each and every one of us is born with such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gift in our soul. And somewhere along the line, through our educational system or through the way that people view things, it has to be a certain structure in their narrative. But you know what? I truly decided to really break through that narrative exactly when I literally had to go through a divorce. You go through so many peaks and so many valleys of up and down things that happens to you. And whether it's good or bad, take it and really feel it as a gift of knowledge, where you put it in and keep it, where you know that if somebody shuffles you that card, you know what to do, how to handle it, and really don't bring yourself down to that level, is what I say, because we all deserve to get what we need in life. First of all, we need money to survive, and with the way things are happening nowadays, it's not really, and I can say this straight across the board for every small business, whether they're a restaurant or like me, an entrepreneur, with all these prices, whether it's gasoline prices, whether it's the food supply. I've been saying it because everything has just turned into what it is today. And that's why we needed this wake-up call, to start thinking differently. What is really, really important for you in your decision, your way of life, because it's your life and it's so short. And I hope in the last 2 years, we really sink deep into our heart, deep into our soul, to understand that this precious thing called life, that we all have this beautiful value within ourselves, and really highly respect your worth. Because you know why? You're one of a kind, you're special, you're beautiful, and you know what? You're the love to the world. So we need more people to really start to think and not be really mechanically just get adjusted to it, because there is a lot of changes. Believe me, I'm going through it. That's another thing that I'm still going through it right now, backing up my old system. When I first started 20 years ago, look at this place. 11 years ago, it was nothing. Can you imagine how much change we have gone through in this world? And so we need to literally upgrade that part, that what the society really makes you do, because it gets pretty scary. I mean, like yesterday, I was like, okay, my internet system is so slow, everything is slow. It's because the frequency of the 5G and the frequency that we could be still here doesn't catch up. And so that's when it gets very dangerous, because you have this big, huge gap, a bandwidth of vibration that somebody can go in and tap into a lot of your information. And that's what the world turned out to be, because that's why this upgrade in between system, where they go and get all your personal information, whether it's, I mean, it's like, for example, you're looking at something on Facebook and you look at it, next thing you know, you get a whole bunch of information for that certain, let's say, copy machine. And it's like, wow, this AI thing is so strong that, and literally I will post it when my thing couldn't, my Wi-Fi couldn't and connect, and so I said, you know what, I'm gonna go and pull out my plug from my router. And when I put it back in, my iPhone detected that there could be another party interrupting into my information. So I'm gonna post that as well too. So really, this is a time to step back, analyze what's the huge changes are in the system, whether it's the banking system, financial system, of course the IT system, and most of all, our food supply system. I mean, things are happening, like I said, you know, in Canada, and there's a lot of things that's happening all over, because election is coming up, and there's a whole big, huge, like I said, rattle and shake, and it's going to continue, because that's where it is. When you change and switch, just like what's happening with our frequency of the 5G versus whatever you're in the 3G or whatever, 4G, that's what's happening around us. And when that's happening worldwide, it goes all over. And so that's why you're going to see a lot of natural disasters that's happening around us, whether it's because it's just shaking, because you know they're putting in all of these frequency either through the water, through the air, through satellites, all this. And so stay tuned for more information about what's coming up on the new moon. We just finished a full moon, so can't wait. And you know, I've been so busy. I haven't done any live, I think, this month, but I'm gonna make some, in between my live. And don't forget, most of all, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And most of all, you take care, and have a wonderful day, and aloha.